Hello, welcome to Practical F2L Video 11. In this video I want to talk to you about a concept I refer to as pillars. Now there are many video clips dedicated to solving the cube, and there might be video clips about that discuss pillars. They may also have different terminologies for what I'm referring to as a pillar. In any case, I have not found YouTube clips on the subject, so I just thought to share this with you. Alright, so when you have your edge pieces oriented with the center color, they then will form a pillar. I refer to that as a pillar. So I've got a pillar here and a pillar there. No pillar and no pillar. Alright, so talking about pillars, the thing you want to avoid is to end up with two opposite pillars. So in other words, after you have finished the yellow face, you do not want to end up with two opposite pillars. Simply because you are then going to be in a situation where the remainder two edge pieces just need to swap over. Now the algorithm to swap those two over will destroy the yellow face, and so everything would have been done for nothing. You would have wasted time solving the yellow face in the first place. And I'd like to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Right, so I've got the anti-soon formation here. Now the anti-soon, if you solve the anti-soon, you hold it in this fashion with a fish head pointing this way, and the anti-soon is then solved using the following algorithm. But before I do that, I would like to point out something about the edge piece movement. The anti-soon is going to, this is the way that you need to hold the cube to solve the anti-soon formation. So the front edge piece is going to remain intact, or it's going to remain in its place. This edge piece is not going to move anywhere. But this edge piece is going to shoot over to the left hand side. This edge piece is going to shoot up to that side, and the edge piece at the back is going to come down and rest in this position over here. Now what you do not want is to end up with two opposite pillars. Now obviously if you're going to end up with four pillars, well then you're in the pound seats. That's exactly what you want, because that obviously will mean that you've got your four edge pieces solved. Alright, but so you either want four or just one pillar, but not two opposite pillars. Now I can tell already that I'm going to have two opposite pillars if I fix the yellow face in this case, simply because the red's going to stay where it is, the green is going to shoot over to the blue, and the orange piece is going to shoot over to the orange side here at the back. The blue is going to come down and rest here. So which means I'm going to have a non-pillar and a non-pillar here, but I'm going to have an orange pillar and the red's going to stay the same. Alright, so I'm just going to perform the algorithm for the anti-soon, and I'm not going to explain how I remember these algorithms just yet in this video. Remember, my series of videos is about the practical approach to remembering the execution steps of these algorithms. In a later video, most likely the next video, I will chat with you about how I remember the execution steps of these algorithms without really learning or having learned the algorithms. It's really just a practical approach that I have to remembering the execution steps. Alright, but I'll get to that a bit later on. Alright, so now I've got the red still in place, and as you can see the orange has moved to the back, and I've got two opposite pillars, which is a problem, because what I now need to do is swap these two edge pieces around, and the green needs to go this side and the blue has to come down this way. But the algorithm that I know of two algorithms that you can use to swap the two edge pieces over, but in doing so you will also effectively destroy the yellow face, and there is really no point in having solved the yellow face in the first place. Alright, so just to show you quickly what I mean, to swap those two H pieces over will then be a R down and a U2. Okay, it'll be R and a U and a R down and a U and a R, and a U minus and a R and a U2, R, U, and another R. And you will now see that the blue is there and the green, you know, those two pieces have swapped, and the orange is still there and the red is still there. So I've now swapped the H pieces over, but I'm now sitting with a destroyed yellow face. So, you know, it really was a waste of time to solve the yellow face in the first place. So, therefore, this approach, which is the following. Always first determine, obviously, which yellow formation you have, and then quickly just discern how your H pieces are going to move about, and just quickly, you know, calculate to see if you're going to end up with two opposite pillars only, and if you are, then rather do the H push algorithm to destroy the relationship of the H pieces, and then see what formation you then get, and then, you know, solve the yellow piece, the yellow face. I've not encountered a situation where I had a yellow formation, and by calculation I then, you know, realized I was going to end up with two pillars. So having then using the H push algorithm to destroy the relationship of the H pieces, you're normally in a situation then that you can proceed and solve the yellow face. In other words, what I'm saying is, I've not encountered yet two consecutive situations that will both give you opposite pillars. If you have one formation that you determine will give you opposite pillars, and you do the H push algorithm to destroy the relationship of the H pieces, you will then most likely end up with a formation that once you then solve the yellow face, then you will not end up with two opposite pillars. All right, so okay, so I'm sure you get what I'm saying. All right, so the first thing always is to see which formation you have, and then quickly discern whether or not you're going to have opposite pillars. And if you are going to have opposite pillars, then rather just do the H push algorithm, which is nothing but the soon algorithm. It's really, it is exactly the same as the soon algorithm, but I will talk about the algorithms a bit later on, and now I remember them. But the H push, which really is also the soon algorithm, is very simple to remember. If you see that you're going to have opposite pillars, then rather just, before you solve the yellow face and waste time, just quickly perform the H push algorithm, which is the soon algorithm, as I already pointed out. And you do it like this. It's just a up and a push and a down and a push and a up, and then two pushes and a down. That will then effectively destroy the relationship of the H pieces, and it will also give you a different formation. But then you should then be able to use your second formation, and solve the second formation without worrying about that you're going to run into opposite pillars. Okay, now I've made this list just to quickly show you how the H pieces will move around. The non-symmetry cross will move H pieces like this. The one at the back will move to the front, the one in the front to the left, the one at the left to the right, and the one at the right to the back. Your non-symmetry cross. The symmetry cross will move your H pieces in that fashion. The soon will move it like that. The front H piece will remain in its place. As you can see, there's no arrow pointing towards the front. All right. Also here, the anti-soon will just do the opposite of the soon. The chameleon, the headlights, and the bow tie formations will not alter the positions of the H pieces at all. So the H pieces will remain exactly where they are. And there's your H push. But the H push is really exactly the same as the soon algorithm, like I've already pointed out. Okay, just something else to remember. Any yellow formation that only has two yellow stickers not oriented, only two yellow stickers not oriented, will not alter the H piece positions. So that's your chameleon, your headlights, and your bow tie. So that's fairly simple and easy to remember. Alright, so coming back to the cube. I now have the headlight configuration. It's only this configuration only has 2 yellow pieces not oriented, so I know that this configuration will not alter the positions of the edge pieces. Alright, so so in other words, if I have a pillar here, I know that I'm going to end up with just this one pillar, because there's no pillar, and I've got a pillar here, but that's fine, as long as I do not have 2 opposite pillars. I need to end up with, to be able to have only 1, or at least, or then 4. And the reason this is okay is because I can move the red, for example, over to the red side. That will destroy the 2 pillars that I had next to one another, and I will effectively end up with just 1 pillar, which is perfect. So 1 pillar or 4. Alright, so this is then the headlight configuration, and I know that the edge pieces are going to remain exactly where they are. Like I said, the pillar, on the side of this one, it's really not a problem. Okay, so if I then solve this formation quickly, there it is solved, and you will see that the edge pieces have remained exactly where they are. This one is over here, that one is over here, and and so on. Alright, so remember, this video is not about showing you my method of remembering the algorithms, my practical approach. I am talking to you in this clip about pillars. In later videos I will explain my practical approach to remembering the actual algorithms without really learning the algorithm, because I do not know the algorithms at all. I just solve them by remembering. I've got a practical approach to remembering them. Alright, any case, so now I know that I'm in the balance sheet, and I can move the 1 pillar to the side. I can form just 1 pillar, move it to the back, and now I'm in a situation where I just need to solve, or to move around those 3 edges, to also solve them with a purpose in mind, obviously, to end up with 4 pillars. Alright, this is then video number 11. I hope this video has helped you, given you some insight. So yes, just to recap, when you want to do the yellow phase, just quickly discern how the edge pieces are going to move about, and if you determine that you're going to end up with 2 opposite pillars, rather just do the edge push algorithm, destroy the relationship, then look at your formation that you've got again. But like I said, the second time around, you can, I'm sure you will be in a position to proceed to fix or to solve the yellow phase, and you will not run into 2 opposite pillars. Alright, so this was then this video, and I hope to see you then in video number 12. Thanks for watching. Bye.